God Valley is coming to its culmination, and we got another banger chapter. It starts with one of the Holy Knights piercing Dragon with a laser beam from her mouth, like a pacifista. But this ability also looks like Howling Gab's. He is capable of generating air blades from his mouth through a roar-like technique. Most likely this power doesn't come from a devil fruit, and it's learnable like Fishman Karate or Rokushiki. I wonder if Maffy and Howling Gab have some kind of connection. Dragon was saved and managed to run away. I'll talk about him later, as he appears to be one of the key figures in this arc. Comparing character strength is really difficult in One Piece, but Roger is getting downscaled in every chapter since the flashback has started. We saw that Whitebeard was running away from Garp even without thinking, but he was ready to clash with Roger. Years ago, Roger seemed to be the strongest pirate ever, but now the odds are in Zebek and Garp's favor. Garp made not just Whitebeard, but Kaido and Big Mom run away as well. Let me remind you that they all became Yonkos after God Valley, and Garp was their age as well. He's a monster, and it seems Oda is really enjoying showing Garp's power both in this arc and at Hachinosu as well. No wonder he's called the hero of the Marines. Agenda piece aside, I noticed that Oda clearly highlights the difference in power between the Rocks and Roger pirates in this chapter. Roger and his crew have their hands full with Whitebeard and the rest of the Rocks pirates to the point where he and Rayleigh are already bruised. And yet, Zebek hasn't actively done anything against the Roger pirates. This clearly shows once again how great the power of the Rocks pirates actually is and why Roger teamed up with Garp to fight the Rocks. I also think that's how the Blackbeard pirates will look in the end. It might be difficult to compare Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom with Kuzan, Shiryu, and the other Blackbeard pirates for now, but I'm sure they'll be very powerful by the end. Even before the time skip, half of his crew was composed of the world's worst criminals and Shiryu, who was said to be as strong as Magellan, and we saw how strong Magellan was at Impel Down. Kuzan also joined them, and all of them got overpowered devil fruits like invincibility, teleportation, and so on. The Blackbeard pirates are the new Rocks pirates, and the Straw Hats won't be able to stop them alone. There are a few options for who will fight Blackbeard alongside Luffy, but I think Shanks has the highest chance. Not just because their fight was foreshadowed at Marineford, or because Shanks is after Teach. They are connected, and we saw it clearly even in this arc. Others have pointed this out already, but if you look at every volume cover featuring Teach, you'll see that Shanks is there too. Here's a couple of them. Also, Teach gave Shanks his scar. Shanks met a fellow Yonko, Whitebeard, just to warn him about his former crewmate. They are connected since childhood, and I think the key to their connection lies in the latest bunch of chapters. It lies in the God Valley incident. Fate was at work. I believe the person that connects the two of them is the young Monkey D. Dragon. As of chapter 1160, Dragon is running around with Shanks and Shamrock in his arms. Teach was last seen on stage with the rest of the Davy clan. It's safe to assume that they too are running around looking for safety. Dragon talks about fate a lot, but I believe choice is ultimately what his arc in God Valley will be about. In chapter 1160, he chose to help Shanks and Shamrock's mother. He also chose to shoot a celestial dragon. But choice is a pretty complicated thing. I believe at some point, Dragon will be faced with an ethical choice. In God Valley, Dragon will face the trolley problem. Will he save the lives of two babies who are in his arms, or the lives of an entire clan, including a young boy pleading for help? Shanks or Teach? This is perhaps Dragon's first lesson as a revolutionary. You can't save everyone. Clearly, Dragon chose Shanks. While Blackbeard survived, the rest of his clan probably met their demise. As a lone survivor, this encounter with Dragon will only stoke the hatred he feels. This adds another possible layer to the Blackbeard pirates attacking Baltigo back in Whole Cake Island, but let's get into that some other time. Shanks and Teach are both children that Dragon could have saved. Unfortunately, it was beyond his ability or strength to save both. Ironically, one of the children has become his son's greatest mentor, while the other his greatest enemy. At the end of the chapter, we see Rayleigh destroying Summers and saving Shaki. Even though Oda has mentioned that there is no place for romance in One Piece, scenes like these fit the anime perfectly. And after seeing Summers hitting a woman, and also because of other parallels and hints about Summers and Sanji, it's kinda clear who will defeat Summers when the Holy Knights and Straw Hats finally fight. Additionally, after seeing Summers being defeated so easily, many think that they are weak, but of course they're not. Oda just clearly showed us the difference in power levels. Rayleigh was a monster, and of course Summers couldn't fight him. At the same time, Oda lowered the hype for Summers and the Holy Knights because it seems the Straw Hats should fight them. When they were revealed, some people said they were Yonko level, but of course, no. For me, they are advanced CP9. And as the Straw Hats had to get new power-ups and defeat CP9 at Eni's lobby using their full power, the same will happen in this fight as well. The Straw Hats will get new power-ups and use everything to defeat the Holy Knights. Another reason why Oda chose Summers to be Sanji's opponent and, at the same time, make Rayleigh defeat him is this. At the end of the series, Sanji will be as strong as Rayleigh, Zoro will be as strong as Roger, and Luffy will be on a whole other level. Yes, the monster trio parallels Roger's Pirates trio, but they are better. The anime is all about them after all. In this chapter, we also saw Captain John with a cyborg iron arm, which looks a lot like Eustace Kid's arm. The theories about Captain John and Eustace Kid will get more and more popular, and I think Oda nearly confirmed their connection in this chapter. Either they're father and son, which will parallel two historical figures, William Kidd and his famous pirate father Captain John Kidd, or even without being family related, it's clear that Captain John has Eustace Kid's abilities, so we can say that he was the previous user of this powerful devil fruit. Oda would not add such details randomly. Also, I want to remind you that Captain John was the first Rocks Pirates member introduced in the series, even before Whitebeard. He was mentioned 20 years ago when Buggy was searching for Captain John's treasure, which is most likely hidden on Hachinosu. I'm sure the storyline for this treasure will be one of the key moments of the story, and I'm also sure that we'll see Eustace Kid again. His crew got destroyed by Shanks, but a pirate like him won't just give up. He might not search for the One Piece anymore, but he will still be a pirate. If we connect the dots, it's clear that both Buggy and Kid are connected to Captain John's treasure. Actually, they're the only two characters in this case. If we take into account that Kid has no crew anymore, I won't be surprised if he and Killer join the Cross Guild. Being a pirate duo in the New World is nearly impossible, especially after being defeated so many times by the Big Mom pirates Kaido and Shanks. He won't join the Straw Hats. Oda won't make it happen, so joining the Cross Guild seems like the best option for him now. And it'll also be logical because I already talked about the Blackbeard pirates. They are overpowered. Shanks has one of the strongest and, as mentioned, the most balanced crews in One Piece. The Straw Hats still need power-ups, but at least they have plot armor. And the Cross Guild is super weak compared to the Yonko crews. Yes, they have Mihawk and Crocodile, but that's kinda it. They need more strong members, and there are a few good candidates for this case. Weevil and Doflamingo have to escape the prison and most likely join them. Gecko Moria also escaped from Hachinosu and has no crew for now. If we add Eustace Kid to these characters and maybe even Marco, the Cross Guild will be unstoppable as well, and it will also be the easiest way for Oda to gather all these strong and important characters for the final war. That's it for today. Write your opinions about